Yo, what's the name of the podcast?
Trash Talk Experience.
I bet. Welcome to the Trash Talk Experience.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Abob's Trash Talk Experience. This is your boy, Abob. How you all doing? I'm
Man,
joined...
what's wrong with you? So much energy right now.
Bro, it's the morning. This is the first time we're recording in the morning. I'm so energized.
He snorts a light of coke in the morning for breakfast.
Son's been snorting something else. We just walked into him doing something weird. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to blow your cover.
Bro, I'm just masturbating. Relax. Don't you do that too?
No.
I don't know about this episode, yo.
We need to cut it out already. I'm joined today by Son and Trey. How you boys doing?
Same as always. Every week he asks the same question.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about how am I doing because that's just depressing, man.
Can I ask you a better question?
Go on.
How did last week's episode do?
Where should I start?
Do you have notes on this?
I made some notes for this one. I think it should be better than the previous weeks.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
I couldn't tell you.
What do you think is the main reason why this is going to be better, Trey?
Because Son did his DD.
That's good. That's all I need. Anyway, we're going to move on. I wanted to share some good news with everyone. We're going to be starting video soon. So you're going to be on YouTube.
Yay!
No, wait. Don't celebrate yet, bro.
Why?
Because, like, once they start seeing who we are,
Yeah,
maybe not our faces, but they'll see like we're these like nerdy fob kind of people. They'll be like, okay, I'm not watching this anymore.
Yeah, they'll be like the stories don't align with what we look.
what the visuals?
Yeah, exactly.
The visuals are a bit off.
This is incompatible.
Yeah. Anyway, for today, I just wanted to, because it's a public holiday today in New South Wales over here, I wanted to start off with discussing something nice, funny at the same time. Unpopular opinions. We're bringing them back. Who wants to go first? Sharon, I'm not.
No unpopular opinions.
Why is that?
Why is that?
I am a box standard white guy.
So you just every opinion you have is just a popular opinion.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Wait till the video comes out. He's not a box standard white guy.
It's gonna be something completely different. You want me to go first, Trey?
You go first.
Okay, my unpopular opinion is when people who have pets call themselves mums and dads of their pets. I find that annoying as hell.
Why do you find it annoying?
Like they're not humans. Firstly, like it's your pet, like your pet owner. If you don't like being called a pet owner, you have a pet. They can be still part of your family. You can still love them as much, but calling them your son and you calling them your mommy, I don't get it.
And Abob, you have several cats, right?
My family has several cats, but I never consider my cats to be like, oh yeah, that's my daughter.
So you don't call yourself a dad yet?
Hell no. Why would I do that?
I feel like I've heard you say I'm your daddy to one of your cats or something before.
You've never been to my house. You've never met any of my cats.
I've been to your house. What do you mean?
Which cat have you met?
I don't know the names.
Okay.
Hey Bob, explain your bestiality searches on your...
This is flipped on me. We're going to be trashing people who call themselves mums
I'm legit. On that same vein, creating an Insta page for your cat or dog.
Yeah, that's too far, isn't it?
That's I can't. I don't understand that, man.
Okay, that's fine. Like if you're posting pictures of your pets,
not posting pictures of your pets, but like pretending your pet has a personality on Instagram.
You know the funniest thing is, I was talking to a colleague of mine yesterday, a friend of mine yesterday, and he went, you know how like they post a picture and it's like, oh look what mommy got me.
Yeah.
Bro, your dog didn't do ESL in school. Like they can't speak English. What do you mean? Like this is what mommy got me in school. So yeah, like I don't get it.
Nah, low key, I'm just jealous they get more followers than me.
That's true, bro. That's like it's fine. Like if you're posting it on your own.
So
profile,
are they role playing to be those animals, or like what's the go? Like I haven't seen it, to be honest.
Yeah, as in so I have a friend and she posts like pictures of her pet and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll be like, "Oh, mommy took me to the park today." Or like, oh,
it's like patting yourself on the back, pretty much, eh?
Yeah, like not patting
I'm a
yourself
good
on
boy.
the back, but like I don't know.
They do like birthday parties for them. They have like events like, oh, my dog just turned 3, blah blah blah, or my cat just did this, or first bath, or like first grooming of the year, stuff like that. Like, no, people don't even do that for their own child, I don't think. So that plus the other thing, what I find weird about it as well is people say, what's wrong with me calling them my son or daughter? Like I do the same things I would do for my child in a way. Like I raise them, I feed them, I do this, that, the other.
Some people use a pet as like a precursor to a kid. They'll say, all right, let's see if we can handle this pet, and then maybe we can decide on having, like, if we're okay to have kids at this point in time.
Right. Do you think they're trying to manifest something then? Because you're into manifestation a lot. Like if they...
It's not working out, judging by my A6, but I don't know. What do you mean?
Like, do you think that because they don't have kids of their own and they like rely on... Are they trying to like sort of close the gap between... Are they trying to manifest something?
I don't think it's that deep, bro.
It is for them because...
I think it's just like a
how
mental
do you equate an animal with a human child?
I think people are bored. Like, they don't have any hobby. I want to do some hobby. I want to make Instagram.
Yeah. So yeah, like I don't get it. Like you didn't give birth to them.
In that same vein, you mentioned not having hobbies correlating with these pet instas. I forgot my train of thought.
Doesn't matter. Okay, we'll move on.
Trey, what's your unpopular opinion?
Yeah.
My unpopular opinion. So I was speaking to a person, and so this friend of a friend of a friend, who's largely unrelated to me, and I'm in no way affiliated with, proposed to me that, you know, like shaming someone for their hair loss is the equivalent of, for balding is the equivalent of body shaming.
I don't think so, man. This is hair loss is way worse. Because thing is, if you body shame someone, it can be out of place of affection. Like, you know, hey, you look fatty. But then they can change that. Like, you know, like, because I do care about people. Like my young cousin, he is chubby, and I play with his, what do you call it?
Belly fat.
Yeah. His cheeks. So I'm kind of motivated him to, like, you know, work out, get his jawline back or whatever.
I don't know if it works like that.
I don't know, but I hope it does work. But like hair loss is something you can't fix that, bro.
Do people walk up to you and be like, "Oh, you're losing hair," like pick up your hand? Stuff
My
like
uncle
that?
used to do that to me, man.
Were you losing hair?
I mean, I am, bro. So yeah, it's like...
No, but I do get my brother like lining my hairline and then matching
With like
it with
pencil
how
and
far it
stuff. No, but I agree with you. Like it's part of your body. So like if we're not allowed to body shame people before being you know too skinny or obese, you're in your way right to like you know.
It's worse
call
than
people
body
out.
shaming, bro.
Why?
Because you can't fix hair
You
loss.
just flipped, you know. You were just like it's not the same, but now
No,
it
no, I'm
is.
saying
No,
it's,
he's
it's
saying
worse
not-
than...
It's not the same because it's worse than.
Okay, because you feel more like
As in, like, you can't change the shit unless you go transplants, which is another issue.
yeah.
But like with body shaming, it's easy, bro. Like getting fat is stupid. Like, I mean, not stupid, but like easily avoidable. Like.
Yeah. Even if you have a health condition, like you can take medication or something. With hair, like have you ever tried? I might be asking too many passive
I don't
questions,
care,
but
bro. I haven't tried anything.
like what's that? Pepicia? No, PPR.
Finasteride.
Finasteride. Like
I saw on Insta like this like brush that apparently stimulates your hair follicle response or some shit like that. Lucky I considered it for a good second. I was like, no.
Can we link that to myself?
I got you, bro.
like
Thanks,
you haven't been to like a specialist to see like, oh, what can I do about this?
No, man, I don't care that much. Look, I've I've made this joke several times, but soon we're gonna take a family trip to Turkey, and I'm gonna come back with you.
Go for it, bro. Anyway, good luck. I think that should be a good start for us. We're going to be coming back in the next segment. We're going to be talking about cancel culture at large. We have two stories to like discuss. One of them includes John Cena.
Do you reckon we're becoming white? We always talk about this topic, cancel culture, and
Cancer culture or cancel culture?
Both. They're both the same. What's wrong with talking about it?
because I think we talk too much about it. Like, we have done many episodes covering this topic.
Because I fear we're going to get cancelled, so we have to be at the forefront.
May as well put it out right
May
now.
as well put it out. Anyway, thank you guys. We'll catch you back in the next segment. Peace.
Ciao.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be talking about cancel culture. First topic I have for you guys. You guys see this John Cena thing?
What John Cena thing? I can't see him.
You can't see me.
Can I ask you a question though
What
before
about?
we start?
Yeah.
All right. Are you inspired with Matthew McConaughey, or is it just generally you say it?
I like Matthew McConaughey,
But is it like you're not
it
inspired?
just comes naturally to me. I
It's a
think.
Bobby Boy thing.
Bobby Boy thing. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to tell you guys about this John Cena thing. We're going to discuss it. So John Cena was on a press tour for Fast and Furious 9, I believe. So he went to Taiwan and he was at a some local TV show over there. And he said, Taiwan's a lucky country because they're going to be one of the first countries to get to see Fast Furious 9, whatever it's called. And you guys have seen Weibo. Is it called Weibo? The Chinese
Oh, the social media app.
it's Weibo, right?
It's like WhatsApp, right?
Yeah, so the Chinese
Weibo.
version of it. All these Chinese people over there started like, how can you claim Taiwan to be a country? It's part of China. Retract your statement or we're going to basically not watch your movie.
Boycott, yeah.
John Cena is fluent in Mandarin. You know what Mandarin is?
Yes.
Not the food.
What else?
The language. So yeah, he's fluent. He's been learning for over 10 years. It came in handy because my man was acting for the Chinese people, bro. He's just like, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Taiwan is not a country. Taiwan is part of China. And he basically simped it out. initial thoughts. What do you guys think about this?
Look,
Go on.
if he said he's very sorry,
Very, 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 very sorry.
that's
what
fair
he's
enough then.
That's
If he
fair
just said he
enough,
was
for
sorry,
sure.
then like,
Yeah.
I'd
If he
use a
meant
D.
capping there.
Yeah, if he meant it, then he's sorry. Then fair enough. Like, wow, who am I to question the John Cena? How
can't
many
even
times
see
he's
him.
been the world champion? More than 10 times.
World heavyweight, yeah.
Yeah. So
But how can we actually verify what he said if we can't speak Mandarin?
Yeah, we have to rely on YouTube like
Exactly.
translation. Anyway, I was thinking this. You know how like we find it hard to distinguish Asian people? We all
now
claim
speak
to
for
be
yourself,
Chinese.
man. I
Speak for
can
yourself, bro.
distinguish.
Okay. No, I struggle with it. China's helping us out. It's like claiming everything. So Taiwan's part of China. Soon North Korea will be part of China. Everyone will be Chinese. So we don't have to. This is a good thing China's doing for us.
I
feel.
agree.
Yeah.
Sure.
My second thing was Americans must feel like cucked out by Chinese people, bro.
How come?
Because look at John Cena. He's like this juiced up, like big American guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bound down, bro.
some Chinese people on Weibo murked him, bro. They were like, we built up this guy. He has such a law about him behind it. Like he's the biggest guy around.
Mm-hmm.
Some Chinese people on
I
an
don't think
app.
John Cena made a mistake. He should always respect about 3 T's. Taiwan.
What else?
I forgot the second T.
What's the third T then?
Tiananmen.
Tiananmen.
Yeah, so you gotta respect 3 T's.
No, Tiananmen's, the Chinese don't believe in that though, right?
What
Oh
do you
yeah,
mean
it's
they
a
believe
tab-
in it?
they, they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Anymore.
because it's a taboo topic over there. So if he respects that,
Yeah.
you're saying that he
Like,
shouldn't bring it up.
Like this is stuff that you respect
Taboo.
and you don't bring it up. Like what's the second one? I forgot it. I read it.
Why you're thinking about this, but like it begs the question: like, is that it shows like the power like China and CCP in particular have now that they can a big media studio, multimedia.
Bro, I
studio.
think he's just xenophobic. China, if they say they didn't do anything wrong, then they don't do anything wrong.
No, bro, Loki, that's actually whack though.
Yeah.
John Cena is simp for China.
Yeah, he
It's
simped
actually
out
sad.
like a big time.
Bro,
Like-
he's big into
What?
chow mein. That's why, like, it's not that deep, bro. Like, honestly, he just likes Chinese food. That's why he said it.
No, I think it's for the money. Like, if you have a defense
It's obviously for the money.
it's for the
bro.
money. Like, because Chinese in China,
Mhm.
action movies do big because there's not, reliance on dialogue. It's just like car flying off the roof, hitting something, blah, 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 whatever it takes. So it
Bro,
translates a lot better. over
how
there.
many Chinese movies have you seen to say?
Kung Fu movies, right? They're Chinese. Bro, other thing, Chinese people hold grudges. So John Cena doesn't want to get on their bad side. That's why you
How
apologize.
do you know they hold grudges?
Have you not seen Kung Fu movies? Like hundreds of years ago, some guy disrespected someone's grandfather, and then the guy gets revenge for it.
I
100 years
haven't
later.
seen it, to
That's
be
like
honest.
every Kung Fu movie's like plot.
The only Chinese movie that I actually I've seen is Shaolin Soccer.
That was over disrespect as well. They hold a grudge against the other team, right? Wasn't that the case?
I've forgotten. It's been a while, bro. But
Like,
if I was Chinese, I would remember this because of the good memory.
Nah, bro, but low-key after high-key after CCP.
so
Why is
LeBron.
xenophobic. Why? Why FCCP?
What? I'm not xenophobic, bro.
Bro, CCP said they do nothing wrong. We should take them
Honestly,
at their
what if
value.
they do it to us in Australia? Say we export a lot of things to them. What happens then? Like, would you be like, oh, fair enough?
Fair enough.
You'll fit in right into China. What's your obsession?
Why?
with-
Because I'm 5'9". That's why.
You're 5'8".
Oh, 5'9", bro.
Actually, I'm 5'8". You might be 5'7".
Bro, I think your low self-esteem is pulling your height door. You should consider yourself 5'10", and let me be happy with 5'9".
Dort said to me yesterday that my top of my head looks like a microphone top, and then
Yeah, I was gonna say your dumbass pineapple head's what's making you look taller.
maybe I think I might. This might be my trick. But just like in terms of like giving a little bit of defense to John Cena, only thing I would say is because they have a lot of movies lined up and this studio has invested a lot of money. It's all over money. It's like nothing else. That pays for a lot of people working on that movie. So they basically, the movie studios is basically when, like, even if you don't mean it, just go apologize. You'll save us a lot of money. Plus, he probably has a lot of movies in the future, which he wants to make a lot of money over, which is fair enough. But at the same time, I don't want China having this much
That's
power.
stupid, bro.
See, only
It
thing
is stupid, yeah. Logically,
I don't
it is
like
stupid.
about China is people tracking, but everything else is good to
Okay,
go.
let's distinguish it.
People
Like people tracking. They
Oh,
track.
okay,
Okay. I don't want to say outright say China like the CCP.
Yeah,
like
bro.
that's what we have an issue
CCP
with.
xenophobe.
Yeah.
Go up.
See, I have a story about tracking people though.
Yeah.
So during Ramadan, I used to eat I used to do sneaky Macca's runs when my parents were at home.
Yep.
So I used to go to a local Macca's and eat cheeseburger and 3 nugget meal, cheeseburger combo and 3 nuggets. And this chick always used to make eye contact or whatever. That's fine. I used to like, get my food, go in the parking lot, eat my food. One time I just look up and this chick nods at me. She the one that was serving me.
In the parking lot?
In the parking lot. She was having a cigarette or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is kind of creepy or whatever. Next time, I think this was 4 days later, I went Macca's again. I got a McChicken meal. I'm like, I'm going to go in like in the parking lot. The chick says to me, why do you eat inside the car? You should be, you can come inside and eat it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I don't like people tracking me, especially Macca's employees.
They're not tracking you.
Bro, they're tracking me, bro. Like, this was like freaking me out. Like, since then I've avoided that McDonald's.
There's a big difference between tracking you at Macca's and the CCP tracking you.
Bro, I think it's equally worse. That's the only thing I dislike about Macca's.
What if CCP came after you for real and it's like, oh, this guy's son on the podcast, he's appropriating our name. Son is a very common Chinese name. We should cancel this guy. Would you be...
To be honest, they would have a point, man. I will change my...
What would you change it to? Think about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So, last question I have for you guys. This is not the first time an American star has like sort of simped out to the Chinese, CCP in particular. LeBron James did the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm actually glad Dort isn't on here because he would just be crying, don't talk about LeBron James. So, same thing happened with him when...
Can you do that Dort accent again?
Don't talk about LeBron James.
That's the worst accent I've heard.
I wasn't trying to mimic him anyway. So,
yeah, right.
LeBron James, same thing happened where a general manager of the Houston Rockets said, like, free Hong Kong when the Hong Kong riots were happening.
We keep talking about it every single episode, bro. Like
we haven't released an episode yet with it, so it's fine. No one's heard it. And LeBron James said, like, oh, we shouldn't talk about issues happening over there. But in America, he's like, oh, injustice.
Black Lives Matters.
Injustice over here. One place is injustice everywhere.
Okay, I have an unpopular opinion now.
Go for
All
it.
lives matter.
Shock me. I hate this kid.
Well, all lives do matter.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll discuss that in another topic.
Another day.
I also wanted to bring up, so in the UN simps to China, bro. Like, I don't know if you guys saw an interview between a senior UN advisor and I think a Taiwanese reporter or something. And basically, she upfront asked him something about Taiwan, like, oh, are you... Because Taiwan didn't have a seat or something on some country board or something like that.
Right, yeah.
And so she's like, oh, are you willing to rethink on whether you're going to invite Taiwan or whatever? And then he acted like he didn't hear it, and she said it again. And he's like, oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. And then he cuts off the call and like pretends like it disconnected. And then she calls back and asks him again.
I'm going to look this up. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kind of lost. Like, so what happens? Like, can you break down in simple
So basically,
English?
there's a someone who's representing the UN, right? And there's a Taiwanese reporter. And basically, every time she asks him about Taiwan, because obviously that's in her best interest, he either dodges the question or straight up acts like the call disconnected or something. And then when she ends up calling him back again, he just says, we don't have to talk about this right now or something. And he like fooled. Yeah.
What do you mean? Fair enough, bro.
So if you did, like, you don't talk about 3 T's in China.
What's this?
What's the second D?
Let me Google it.
So similar way, like a lot of the world has been pushing the WHO, the World Health Organization, to investigate China over the coronavirus outbreak, and there has been no movement on that because the world is just scared. That all these big institutions around the world are just scared they're gonna get on the bad side of China. Does it scare you even slightly?
No, I don't think about this stuff, man.
This guy's so cut off from the real world. You're just in your own bubble somewhere.
I reckon that is the best way to live.
It works for some people, but I can't live that way. When I'm like, even though I can't do anything about it, I can't live with just ignoring it completely at the same time.
What do you reckon, Trey?
Are you on my side or Sun's side? Like completely in your own bubble?
Bro, you're losing hair anyways. Like, don't worry about
You
it.
gotta live life sometimes. No, I'm joking. I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
At least you have to think about it. Okay, we're gonna move on to a second thing. F the CCP. We'll conclude with that. Okay.
Speak for yourself. Anyways.
Okay.
Right.
So the other story I wanted to share with you guys is recently there was a England cricketer. He played his first game for England. He's like 27 years old. So
Bro, don't tell me he spoke out against Taiwan as well.
No, he didn't actually. He spoke about a lot of other things, but not Taiwan. So what he did was, when it was his first game, some media outlet went back and found like old tweets of his, which were, racist.
I find that so stupid, man.
But when he was a teenager, so it wasn't like it was like 2 years ago. He was doing. So it was like at least 7 to 10 years ago, in that range. What I can do is I can read some of these tweets and you tell me if it was bad. Coming from a 17, 18, 19-year-old, okay? First one. Real N-words, don't let the microwave have 000.
What's the
You laughed at it, right?
What's the N-word, bro?
Noodles.
Real noodles. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's funny, right? What about this one? My new Muslim friend is the bomb.
And I think this is kind of shitty. He goes like, it's a very mediocre joke.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
shit
not
joke.
funny.
That's
yeah.
a shit
Like
joke.
if it's a funny joke, I'm in for
bro.
anything.
Racism's only allowed when it's funny.
Yeah. Guy next to me on the train definitely has Ebola. We're laughing at all of this. Right? Okay. This is a bit deep. You know about this. Hanging like Gary Speed and lost like Madeline McCann.
Wait, say that again?
Hanging like Gary Speed and lost like Madeline McCann.
I don't know this.
Okay,
Gary-
what is Madeline McCann? Like,
That was that little British girl that got lost and they still investigated. She got lost in Portugal and she's presumed dead, but her parents like wanted her
bro,
to
that's
be
kind
found.
of like. Can you
It's
explain
sad.
Gary Speed before we?
Yeah, Gary Speed was an Scottish footballer who committed suicide. So that's why.
But thing is, this guy is a poet, low key, bro. Like, I would,
His name is Ollie Robinson, by the way. Sounds like a poet as well. But yeah, like he's a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid at the time. Okay.
this is a funny
You
one.
should
like,
pursue poetry, bro.
sure.
Okay,
Ghostwriter.
Let me find another good one.
What is a good one? Like something that is outrageous, or
Females who play video games actually tend to have more sex and be happier with their relationship than girls who don't.
Yeah, I think that's very true.
I wonder if Asian people put smileys like this with like straight eyes rather than the slanted ones.
There's the potato, like little potato cake things. They're called smileys or something.
High face?
No. They're like hash browns, but it's like in a face, like a smiley face.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
what about it?
You could also have Asian ones.
These are some of the tweets he put out.
I reckon they're funny. I think he should get a pass for it.
Yeah, like what the point of discussion is the English Cricket Board put out an investigation. They suspended him until they conclude this
How
investigation.
stupid is that, bro? Alright, we've started our investigation, and the camera just flips to like two guys on a computer looking through his Twitter.
So this is what they're doing now. They're going and historically finding tweets by other players as well.
Oh, that's so
So-
dumb.
I reckon this is kind
This
of
is what
munted
Dawn
though.
was talking about, bro.
What like
He's trying to save our careers
by like us not doing
by
like,
him pussyfooting around the PC culture.
Yeah, like but discussion for
Thing
another
is,
day.
you
kind
can't
of
let
thing.
it go. Like you
Yeah,
need to.
you need to put up a stand or like this will continue.
No, as in, I think they should like give him a fine or something. So like it's not encouraged, but they should not cancel him.
Yeah, like he shouldn't like some people were saying he shouldn't be allowed to play for England anymore.
No, I think it's too far,
That's
yeah.
too far. If if they investigated and said we're going to give you training to sort of make you learn about how these are like
Bro,
not
but he's-
the right things to be
How old
saying.
is he now? 26 or some shit?
27.
26, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously he's very self-aware enough to not post that kind of shit anymore. Or
Yeah.
Again, it's the argument of it was okay in that time when you were 16, but it's not okay now.
Yeah, like are we scared about anything that we've posted coming back to haunt us?
I don't care,
I
honestly.
used to throw out all the time when I was like 15 and stuff, so 14, 15 on Facebook.
On Facebook, yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
and-
lot of people use like the maggot word and they use
What's
like
the maggot word, bro?
maggot word with the F in front of it. You figure it out.
I found it like, I mean, I don't find it funny to say that particular word. Like-
You can't use it like it's not even like a endearing.
But I
term
reckon you
anymore,
should
so-
still dissociate people's personal life with their actually like whatever the professional exactly, because you can still appreciate someone for some stuff. Like I don't exactly agree with everything Hitler did, but I appreciate what he did.
What do you appreciate?
I
Use
don't know-
another example.
I
Stop
don't
bringing
know
up.
if he's being sarcastic or
No,
not.
but
That's the problem.
He brings up Hitler in every conversation. Find someone else to
Okay,
be.
sure. Like Bill Cosby. I don't see. There's nothing.
R. Kelly, bro.
No. There's nothing redeeming. He wasn't funny. I don't find him
Bill
funny.
Cosby.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people liked him on the old, but he was like way before our time, so we didn't see
So-
him when he was big.
Like there's some guy called Morgan Wallen. He is a country singer, and
What did he do wrong?
so he said the N word
Yeah,
in a bender. He wasn't directed to a white person. Oh, he just said it like as a passing statement.
he was drunk.
He was high or whatever.
Okay,
like
yeah.
he was like not in his senses pretty
Yeah.
much. Then he got after seeing this slur, he released his album, and for 4 weeks it was a top album any genre on Billboard.
That's the same thing. That happened with NASCAR. Have you seen NASCAR? NASCAR in America where they just
The
go
racing,
around in
yeah,
circles.
NASCAR.
Yeah. So one racer in it said the N-word while he was streaming, playing a game online, and actually viewership of the next NASCAR race went up. So went up because the thing is in America, NASCAR is just watched by white people.
Yeah, the
so people were
demographics
like,
are the rednecks.
if he's
This
saying
is
the
our
N-word,
sport,
is
yeah.
it trying to like attract black people to come watch this sport?
No, bro, but back to Sun's point,
Yeah.
like things like, for example, with Chris Brown, like if you read the police report about what he did to Rihanna, it was actually really, really like bad to read, right? But even now, he's like a massive, massive pop star, and he's retained his fame and everything. So it's like people willingly disassociate people's personal lives with professional when it suits them.
It's different with Chris Brown because he did something that was criminal. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if saying
Oh, yeah,
something
this isn't
that's
criminal
wrong.
at
Yeah,
all.
it's not
Yeah.
criminal at all. So, like, should we be holding people accountable 10 years down the line for something that they did 10 years ago?
No,
Or
not-
even if they made a mistake at one
No,
point?
accountable is different to actually punishing them. You
Oh, yeah,
account-
sorry. Accountable is fine.
like,
Accountability
like,
is fine.
obviously, if you're 17, you're not a kid anymore.
Yep.
Anything you say should be accountable, but then like they should not be punished or
Yeah.
I don't
or
know,
cancelled.
I still think 17 is quite young.
Yeah. I was doing a lot of stuff. I wasn't like,
Like, I reckon, like, the moment you finish, even maybe within uni, if you start uni when you're 18, 19, like, I think maybe from 20 onwards.
but that's the thing. Like, not everyone goes to
But you
uni
can
then.
still distinguish what's right, what's wrong. I've always been a mature person, but
No, but
man,
like-
You
say-
can, but it's always pressured by the social, like,
Yeah,
social
we live in a
situations.
big city. Say someone comes from out of town where they don't know these things. They're just like, oh, like I didn't know this was a bad word, or like my friends were using it, that's why I was using it. So like there has to be a bit of context around
like
it.
you
Like,
can give
can't
them
just-
benefit
of the doubt.
Yeah, I
That's
guess.
what Moss said in last episode. That was the only good thing that came out of the last episode. Was that Moss said like give people the benefit of the doubt.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mosh is an idiot, though.
I think he wants the benefit of the doubt with a lot of things. Last 2 points I want to make. So, do you remember when Eminem was getting cancelled on TikTok?
No?
What for?
Your sister will remember this. So, because she's big on TikTok. So, the controversy kicked off in February, where people went back and found like lyrics from Eminem's like old songs, and they were like, "Oh, this is like outrageous! Like why, like don't what?" So, you remember the song? Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. What's that song? Love the Way You Lie.
Yes.
With Rihanna. So in it, he has a line which says about his wife, right? If she ever tries to effing leave me again, I'ma tie her to the bed and set the house on fire.
Yeah, sometimes
So
you just gotta do what you gotta do.
So a lot of like, Gen Z people, not Gen Z, they're Gen Z, right?
I don't know, bro.
So they went back and said, Eminem should be cancelled over this. And what happened was people who are like sort of older than us, like who listen to Eminem, went back and like make TikToks in response saying that try cancel Eminem and we'll come for your neck, basically.
Bro, like, first off, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard about this little fight on TikTok.
Yeah.
Second off, bro, it's like 15 years ago. Don't you have to like study or some shit, man? Why are you looking at like it's good?
I don't particularly like Eminem's music. Like it's not for me, but like it's art. Like he like in movies.
Especially his song Kim. That is best song
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
I reckon. Kim.
Kim
Have you
is
heard of
about
it?
his wife where he talks about killing his
Killing her.
wife.
Oh.
That was the worst.
It's so weird. Last point I want to make. You guys know Jimmy Fallon?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Sadly.
Yeah, he's not funny at all, but like he's famous.
It's alright. It's alright.
So he did. You guys know blackface, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So he was impersonating being Chris Rock on a sketch he was doing on
It
SNL.
sounds like Michael Scott.
Yeah, in a way like that. So he painted his face black, and this was like early 2000s. He did it, and then that hashtag started like, "Oh, Jimmy Fallon is over party." You know how like people like post. They just insert someone's name in front of it and is over party.
Yeah.
And those hashtags like come around like every now and then, like, or such and such said this, hashtag this
Yeah.
person's over party.
If it's something that was 15 years ago and it was obviously widely accepted at the time,
It wasn't widely accepted. The blackface wasn't widely
okay,
accepted.
but it aired. It was.
yeah,
Bro,
it was aired on
blackface
TV.
is overrated. Like you eat chops with chopsticks sometimes. Are you impersonating a yellow person now?
No, the
No,
other thing
like-
I was gonna make is certain times I wear like a charcoal mask, and someone takes a picture of me when I'm like doing like face cleansing or whatever,
You
and
do
they go,
face cleansing?
Bro, what's wrong with you?
"That's my skin's amazing."
Bro, what?
I
did not
regret
know
bringing
this,
this up. I regret bringing this up. So say someone takes a
Uh.
picture of me in that instance, am
Yeah,
I
but we
racist?
wouldn't judge you,
Whoa,
man.
whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. All right, tell us about your skincare routine.
This charcoal mask, and I use like an exfoliator every second day.
How's your
And
boyfriend doing?
He's fine.
Girls, get your resumes in. trashtalkexp@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, so
My man.
yeah, so like that shouldn't be something you should cancel people over. You don't think?
Like makeup or
No makeup.
like men
Like
skincare routine?
what Jimmy Fallon did.
No, he should not be cancelled, bro. He should be promoted. Like imagine him being trying to be a black person.
That's creative arts, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like look at him. He could have been killed when he was having his blackface. Like if coppers saw him,
Yeah.
they could have killed him for any particular reason. So
Anyway, this is going off topic. I don't want to. I know it's funny, but at the same time, so at the end, yeah, I just want to say there needs to be a context behind it. You brought up R. Kelly before this. That was something that was context behind it. He did something that was criminal. Like he actually sexually assaulted underage girls, and he should be cancelled over it. Makes
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Oh yeah, we don't want R. Kelly coming after us. So yeah, so that was something, or Bill Cosby, like he did something that was criminal. Or
Allegedly.
he did nothing wrong.
Harvey Weinstein, they did something, you know.
Also,
definitely.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Conjecture, Your Honor.
So yeah, that's
But
something.
the thing
you
is,
can get
I don't know
cancelled
about everyone else, but R. Kelly, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of bump and grind. That is not my words. This is his words.
Okay, don't listen to that song at all. Anyway, we're going to catch you back in the next segment where we're going to be answering some of your questions. We have 2 questions sent in. Catch you guys soon. Peace.
Hello, sexy boys and girls. Welcome to Trash Talk Experience.
You should have done this at the start of the podcast. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening so far, and welcome back to the third and final segment. This is what we call Questions from the Inner Circle, where we get you guys to send in questions via Instagram or the document that we circulate. We have 2 questions sent in, one from Instagram and one from the document. I'm going to read the one that I know personally first. So it's from a friend, an ex-colleague of mine, and they say, my team hired a university graduate early in the year who keeps making mistakes. I feel bad as they look like they're generally trying to improve, but no one is willing to help them out. What would you do, as I don't have capacity to help them out on my because of their own work?
Just help them, bro. What do you mean?
Just help them. What would you do?
University graduates are retarded, bro.
What do you mean, bro? Like, I'm not a graduate yet, but
We were once those people. That's what a probation period is for, right? Like if they're like really incompetent, then.
But thing is, if the person's actually willing to put hard yards in, you can lead them somewhere.
Yeah.
I have this. I used to have this colleague, not anymore, obviously, because I'll tell you why. We started at 8:30. He used to come at 8:45. We have 1 hour break. We were meant to get 1 hour break.
Yeah.
He used to take 1 hour 10 minutes break. No one else does that. Like, not even associates, because construction is a busy industry.
Yep.
And you got to put your hard yards in when you start. If this guy is putting his hard yards in and no one's guiding him, that sucks.
Yeah.
But like, if you have time and you recognize this, like, lead him to somewhere, like any direction.
Like they're university graduate, what do you expect out of them? Not much, right? So if there's no one to help them out, that's not their fault or your fault. That's your company's fault for not having anything in place.
Definitely.
Yeah, bro. Like there should be some sort of organizational structure in place to help this person out.
Yeah.
Like, whether it's a mentor for the new batch of university graduates or whatever. Like I'm in a grad program and I'm in the 2nd year. And I have a first year every 3
You
months.
must require a lot of help.
Huh?
You must require a lot of help.
Yeah, go sack yourself,
Okay.
mate. I'm a no. No, so
You're a certified autist, bro.
huh?
You have certified autism.
Yeah, legit. I've done a test.
I don't want to do it now.
We need to do this on a podcast.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay.
I did it back in like 2016 and it said I was autistic and then I showed
Sure.
all my
Time has passed, bro. You might have like
Maybe
grown out
I've
of it.
grown out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
How do you get extra chromosome?
It's not. That's a Down syndrome, man.
We need to explain all
Pretty
this.
sure you haven't.
We need to explain all this to Sun one day. Yeah.
No,
keep
but
going.
I was saying, so I have to deal with a graduate every like 3-4 months, but because like I'm sort of their mentor, or the other person in the room can also act as their mentor.
Rough for them, bro.
And I go be helping
As
someone
long
out.
as like the actual director and managers who can also like they can lean on so many people for help.
Yep.
And they're obviously their own colleagues as well, their own grads and stuff as well. So like there should be some sort of structure there to help. Like it shouldn't be on you to help her out or him out.
If it doesn't exist, that's your cue. Like you can work on something and like establish it if it doesn't exist already. Second thing I would say is the biggest thing you already mentioned is like you saw that they're willing to work. That's the most important thing. Other than that, it doesn't matter. Like if they're not capable of something, as long as they're willing to learn, they'll pick it up.
And the other thing is just set up like it's like people say they're always really, really busy, right? But I'm sure you can spare like literally a 10-minute call, strictly 10 minutes, explain to them, you know, every second day I'll give you 10 minutes to ask me a question or ask me 2 questions and then I'll answer it.
Sounds like some of the people we used to have on this podcast. I don't have time.
Like if you care about something, you always make time.
Yeah, you'll make time. Yeah.
But some, like, let's say the seniors may not care about it that much. Obviously, they have their own priorities, and you can never expect. You can hope, but you can't expect anyone else to help you out. So yeah.
So yeah.
Like if you can just give him something to work upon, because sometimes my colleagues would give me literally any random task that would help them.
Yeah, just get comfortable with, you know, maybe it's just nerves, like they're not comfortable speaking to people.
I think repetition makes it so much easier. Like first 5 times you can mess it up. 6th time, obviously, if you mess up, there's something wrong with you. But like first 5 times, like just give them something to do that could help you saving time. Like for my colleagues, when I started, I didn't know how to set up some certain. So every month in construction, we do a progress claim. My job was just to set the claim up, so my colleagues would have easier time assessing. They could have done it in 5 minutes, but they gave me 35, 42 hours to do it.
Yeah.
And they forgot about it. Now, for me, first 5 times I messed it up. 6th time, I obviously knew what to do. So give them anything that, give your colleague, the new graduate, an easy task that could help you out. And then eventually ask them to do it themselves. Give a take on it. If they can actually do it, that's cool. If they can't, then obviously you can.
But if they don't have autism, they can also probably do it in about 3 times and then mess it up.
Well, that's personal.
Anyway, that's our advice to you. Second question. Thank you very much, my friend, for sending that question. And second question. This was actually sent in by someone on Instagram. And I don't know them, know this person, so shout out
Thanks
to you.
Thanks for listening to us.
Thank you for listening. You might have randomly stumbled upon us, but yeah, thank you very much. Their question is very simple, but very important. What are your tips on handling toxic people?
Got that shit!
I reckon no one can affect you if you... no one has power to affect you unless you give them power to affect you.
Very true.
I have examples of my mom. Like every time we go to a family family gathering, family gathering, my mom's like, you know, as soon as we sit in the car back, she starts hating our family members, extended family members, and I'm like, why would you meet them anyways? Like,
I think the first thing is obviously just to reflect and see if there's any bias in your
judgment of it.
Yeah. And then once you assess that and once you find out whether they're really toxic or not, I think it's just maybe if it's a relationship that you liked at one point and maybe they became toxic, it might be worth just talking to them and discussing to them how you feel, blah blah.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work out, bro, like there's nothing that requires you to interact with this person at all.
Yeah, like it's not like you can't live with that.
See, if it's family, like sometimes you can't avoid it, then just keep it to minimal. Like, and every time you meet them, be mentally prepared. Everything they say, I'm gonna just listen from one ear, put it out from the other ear.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be a good advice as well. Second thing would be sometimes, like as you were saying, the judgment thing. It might not be that they're toxic. They just might have one bad habit. Like they just don't show up on time and you're thinking like they're toxic all of a sudden.
No, I think toxic is a strong word. Like
so it might just be like a bad habit that they have. So like assess it, as we said, like it might just be that they don't do one thing which you don't agree with and hence why you think they're toxic. And that's completely different.
Because the thing is, no one in the mind thinks they're wrong though. Like, you know, for me, I always think my intentions are the best, the purest. Obviously,
that's all of us on the podcast, bro. Whenever we argue, I'm right, you're wrong.
No, but that's humanity though. Like no one, like even serial killers in the mind, they have this, they can always justify.
Yeah.
But like you got to realize, like if this person's actually putting you down or like making you feel bad, just minimize your contact. If you can't minimize it, then keep your distance.
Yeah.
Or like if it's just like them like gossiping or backbiting about someone else or something, just be like, look, I don't want to talk about this. I'd rather talk about X.
Another characteristic of people on this podcast.
Yeah.
Bro, you're a toxic person now.
Bro, thought is the worst.
Anyway, so yeah, I hope like that like fixes that. Like we
do you want to say something?
No, I didn't want to say anything.
Nah, because go on. Like you have some final thoughts.
Bro, what final thoughts are you talking about?
Keep talking, but then Abob interrupts you.
No, I said thought is the
Okay, sure, fair. My bad.
Bro, this guy's... I hate Sun,
I don't interrupt.
Legit.
There's someone else. I don't want to call names, but they interrupt. But yeah, I hope that helps. We didn't necessarily give tips, but for you to recognize like who a toxic person
and no one
is.
can affect you, so like don't let them get in
That's
your head.
easy for you to say because you're that type of person. Like you don't let other people's like thoughts affect you, but there are certain people
No,
that,
I'm
like,
easy impressionable, bro. Like,
are you?
yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, you have a fad every week. You're onto a new fad this week. You got impressed by someone
It's called
else.
junkie diet. So I'm eating, I'm doing vapes, coffee, and Pepsi Max, and apples.
Are you sure you don't want me to cut that out?
I mean, it's just for a week, so it's not
Okay.
my characteristic permanently. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that will be our advice. Thank you
luck.
again for sending that question. It was really important to
And
discuss.
just for the viewers' sake, we've all got doctorates in psychology, so we're looking to really have some good questions come in. And
I want to turn this into a business, bro. Like charge people for sending in questions. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. As always, you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, whatever your preference is. And we're gonna you can follow us on Instagram as well at TrashTalkEXP. As I said at the start of the podcast, we're gonna be doing videos soon, so check us out on YouTube very, very soon. Thank you guys. Peace and bye.
yeah.